to Miami, Florida, home to one of the NFL's most storied franchises, the Miami Dolphins. Today, they battle the New Orleans Saints. This is Dick Enberg with my partner, Phil Simms.
The Saints need to prove they can throw the football against this defense. If they do that, watch out, because it will open up the run as well. We could be in for another Wild West shootout, Dick.
He kicks it deep. Abdul-Jabbar, the lone back. First and 10. Marino. Now we'll go to work here in the first quarter. To Abdul-Jabbar.
The Saints defense closed down the hole real quick on that play. They had some talented athletes on that side of the ball.
Tie score, first quarter. Molden to receive the punt. Into punt. To throw on first down. By Bowens.
Lamar Smith needs to shift into high gear as soon as he gets the ball, or this defense will beat him to the corner every time.
Hobart looks at Zellers, gets the call.
Ray Zellers just about popped at that time. He just needed another block or two.
Timpson, deep, and he's dangerous. To punt the ball. Inside the 10, great punt.
That's called using every square inch on the football field to make things happen. What a nice completion. I'll tell you, Dick, catches like that can keep a drive going and get your team pumped up on the sidelines.
The Saints come out in a dime package. Buffalo Bills. New Orleans comes out in a dime package.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is so dangerous, Dick. I thought that one might go the distance.
Molden to receive the punt. Inside the 20. New Orleans brings in the nickel back.
This is the kind of thing where you know it's going to be a run, and you see it, you see it, you see it, but you still can't stop it. Now that is frustrating. New Orleans may want to reconsider trying to run it outside of the tackles if they're going to get such poor blocking.
The Dolphins bring in the nickel back on third down. Sellers can't hold on.
That's why I never wanted to play receiver, Dick. Those defensive backs can really lay the lumber on you.
Timpson to receive the punt. Royals to punt the ball. Rolling punt. New Orleans goes with
Good defense, Dick. They didn't bite on the misdirection and flowed right to the point of attack.
New Orleans with the four-man. Jabbar gets the call. The Saints showing blitz. Molden to receive the punt. Inside the 10. Miami, corners tight on the receiver. At the end of the first quarter, the Dolphins 0, the Saints 0. The Dolphins showing to Zellers. Miami brings in the nickel. Smith gets the call.
I was at practice on Friday, and all the defensive coaches were talking about was stuffing the run. Guess what? They did it on that play.
Timpson to receive the punt. Rolls to Beautiful high spiral.
Sometimes you just got to be satisfied that your punter at least got the ball off and down the field without any trouble, even if the kick was mediocre.
First down.
Read it all the way. They tried to run a sweep and it just got stuffed. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
The Saints come out in a dime package. Marino to throw on third down. By Kelly.
Dan Marino is just so accurate, and that comes from having good balance. He keeps both feet spread apart, giving him a firm foundation to throw the football.
First and 10. Marino. Miami brings in the nickelback on third down.
That time, it looked like the defensive backs were giving too much respect to the speed of the receivers. That gave plenty of room for a short completion underneath.
Big opportunity for the Dolphins.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar had no chance to turn the corner on that run. The defense had him well contained, and he was lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Throw third down. With the tackle.
Dan Marino is taking everything the defense gives him.
Corners tight on the receivers. Touchdown, Dolphins! The Dolphins 7, the Saints 0. Hobart looks at first down.
Billy Joe Hope showing off his arm strength on that throw, Dick. He put it right in there where it had to be.
Smith to the right. Hobart.
Billy Joe Hope did a great job of reading the defense and finding the open receiver on that play, Dick.
Hobart working from the I formation.
Ray Zellers shows his speed there, Dick. You better have two guys on him when he turns on the Jets.
Hobart working from the I formation. The pass down the sidelines, incomplete. Miami, corners tight on the receivers. Second and 10. The pass is picked off.
Number one, baby.
The receiver in motion.
Dan Marino put it where only the receiver could catch it. That's a great throw.
Abdul-Jabbar, the lone back. Redford on the coverage, incomplete. Marino working from the I formation.
Stanley Prick runs 5 miles every day in the offseason. That's where he gets all that stamina to run those fly routes all day long.
On first down, leading 7-0.
Abdul-Jabbar show why he has such great balance, Dick. Spinning away to the outside like that and keeping his feet, he's gifted.
Fifth play on this drive. Abdul-Jabbar. Second quarter, the Dolphins 7, the Saints 0. Sixth play of the drive.
New Orleans has got to get more points on the board. It has been a tight game so far, Dick, but they simply need to take charge offensively to win this football game.
He kicks it deep. Miami, corners tight on the receivers.
The defense had that one read the whole way, Dick. They were coming strong on the outside, and they were ready for the run.
Over. Throwing. The pass is intercepted.
Abdul-Jabbar better show more speed than that if he wants to turn the corner on this defense.
McDuffie in motion. Goes to the screen. The The Saints, 0.
Billy Joe Holt, how does he throw the football so hard? Well, I'll tell you, Dick, it starts with a sit-up. Both feet are firmly planted, and that allows his arm to come over the top with all that leverage.
Tight on the receivers. Handoff to Smith.
Give the linebackers credit. They stayed at home, leaving themselves in position to come up strong when they saw the run. What a talented core of linebackers.
Over through his hands. The Dolphins bring in the nickel back on 3rd down.
I'm surprised that play didn't go the distance, Dick. Great throw, great catch, great play.
First and 10. Underneath, incomplete.
There was a little too much zip on the pass, but the receiver just laid his body out beautifully to pull in the throw.
First down, incomplete.
The receiver took his eyes off the ball. That's why he dropped it.
Zellers to the left. Over to throw on 2nd down.
Billy Joe Holt does a great job of standing in there and throwing the football down the field.
Big opportunity for the Saints. Touchdown, Saints. The Dolphins, 14. The Saints, 7. New Orleans with a 3-man front.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar struggled just to pick up a short gain on that run, Dick.
Bayatcho in the backfield. Heavy rush.
Really kicked it into high gear on that play, Dick. You know, it wouldn't surprise me to see him in the fastest man competition next year.
The Saints showing blitz.
Dan Marino. How does he throw the football so hard? Well, I'll tell you, Dick, it starts with a sit-up. Both feet are firmly planted, and that allows his arm to come over the top with all that leverage.
The halfback in motion.
I'll tell you, Dick, catches like that can keep a drive going and get your team pumped up on the sidelines.
Using motion. First and 10. Marino. By Washington.
Dick, the defense appeared to have the outside contained, but they still got beat. That's just pure speed.
Fifth play on this drive. And it's on Dolphins. The Dolphins, 21. The Saints, 7. Split backs for four receivers.
Got deep in a hurry there, Dick. He just blew by the defender and made a fine catch.
Terrific coverage downfield. Madison. New Orleans brings in the nickel back on third down.
Can beat you deep on any play. That's why he's so feared around the league.
At the end of the third quarter, the Dolphins, 21. The Saints, 7. Miami comes out in a dime package.
Billy Joe Holt needs to test this defense deep. They have been playing a lot of tight man coverage, and they are due to give up something big.
Three receivers. Throwing second down.
Tough offense to stop, Dick. If they don't beat you short, they beat you deep.
The halfback in motion. First and 10. Smith, incomplete.
Billy Joe Holt needs to get his feet set underneath him. That's why the pass wasn't on target.
Miami crowding the line of scrimmage. Incomplete. Intended for Smith. Smith in the backfield. Third and 10.
Randall Hill really put a move on the defender, Dick. That's why he was wide open.
That one intended for the running back. and 10. The running back has it. Touchdown, Saints. The Dolphins, 21. The Saints, 14. New Orleans will go on first down with a four-man front. Gordon, incomplete.
Dan Marino really drilled the ball in there, but that's no excuse for dropping it. You've got to catch a ball that is thrown on target.
On the delay. The Saints come out in a dime package. By Harvey.
New Orleans is not tackling well today. You can be sure the coaching staff will have them working extra hours in next week's practice, practicing on their tackling because they need it.
Pitch it. All right.
Was all alone. And if you don't have good coverage on the receivers, you're going to get burned.
The Dolphins, 28. The Saints, 14. Hobart from the shotgun. Hobart with the tackle. Can't hold on.
The receiver tried to run before he caught the ball. That's why he dropped it.
Second and 10. By Harris. First and 10. Hobart.
Ray Zellers would not be denied the reception, Dick. He fully extended his body to reach out and make a great play on the ball. Really kicked it into high gear in that play, Dick. You know, it wouldn't surprise me to see him in the fastest man competition next year.
2 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Miami shows blitz. Touchdown, Saints! The Dolphins, 28. The Saints, 21. New Orleans will go on first down with a 4-man front. By Harvey.
Miami needs to block better on their sweeps, Dick. The defense sure got the best of it on that play.
Split backs for Marino. By Drakeford.
The key to that run play was the offensive tackle's ability to turn the defensive end's shoulders, opening up the rushing lanes for the back.
The halfback in motion.
You could have driven a truck through that hole, Dick. Great blocking and a fine run.
New Orleans crowding the line of scrimmage. Just kneels down. New Orleans with a 4-man front on second down. With the kneel down. New Orleans crowding the line of scrimmage. With the kneel down. Molden to receive the puck. Kidd into punt. The final score. The Dolphins, 28. The Saints, 21. From Miami,